All right, we cover a lot of crazy mayors, but this mayor from Jonesboro is insane. For instance, let's start with she's pulling guns on police officers in her office.
Just confirmed the GBI is launching an investigation after a Jonesboro police lieutenant is accusing the mayor of pointing a gun at him.
This investigation is coming just 5 months after Sartor was elected, making her the city's first African-American mayor.
Yeah, this story is insane. Welcome to Jonesboro, Georgia, population 4,200 and some change. Now, they are about to make history and elect the first black female mayor in the town's history.
I'm really excited about that. Whenever there's a first for any community, I think it's something that everyone should celebrate. So yes, indeed, I am the first black mayor, but I'm looking forward to just doing the work for all of our citizens.
She is a trailblazer, history made in Jonesboro when its citizens elected Sartor. She's the city's first black mayor in its more than 150-year existence. Before running for mayor, Sartor ran for city council. In her time as a councilwoman, she started an Adopt a Senior program. As mayor-elect, she already has several priorities to focus on education, getting the community involved with local government, and she hopes her win will help pave the way for other people of color in the city and set a precedent that everyone deserves a voice at the table.
Now, being the first black female is a big accomplishment, but she also is well educated with a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a doctorate in education from Georgia State. Now, as mayor, she starts making changes to the administration because she wants to bring in her people and take the city in her own direction. So now that brings us to August 2023, where our mayor is having a meeting with Lieutenant Newsom of the Jonesboro Police Department, and he claims she pointed a loaded gun at him.
We have just confirmed the GBI is launching an investigation after a Jonesboro police lieutenant is accusing the mayor of pointing a gun at him.
This investigation is coming just 5 months after Sartor was elected, making her the city's first African-American mayor.
11 Alive obtained this letter Jonesboro's police chief sent to the Clayton County District Attorney's office asking it to investigate the allegations. It describes a formal complaint a police lieutenant allegedly filed after he says the mayor took out a gun from her desk and pointed it directly at him before putting the gun in her handbag. One day after getting the police chief's letter, the district attorney's office requested GBI's assistance as an impartial third party to review the allegations.
So now, I know you guys are probably like, that's crazy, but it's he said versus she said. But the mayor admits to brandishing a weapon in her office in front of the lieutenant. You think I'm joking?
I unlocked the door, grabbed the handgun and transferred it and just commented that I want to make sure I don't leave it here because it was the end of the day.
She tells me the incident happened here in her office.
Proceeded to get the ruler and continue with our conversation.
No threat was made again.
No threat was made. He never flinched.
But the lieutenant sees things differently. He told me over the phone he feared for his safety. His attorney advised him not to do an interview. In this letter the lieutenant sent to the chief of police, he says she pointed the gun in his direction, and the unexpected action left him feeling assaulted and in fear. Sartor says the lieutenant never expressed his alarm about the incident. She showed me surveillance video of the lieutenant leaving her office, where she says he did not appear like he was in fear.
Why is the mayor allowed to bring in a weapon?
There's currently no law that prohibits me as an elected official, as the chief executive officer for the city of Jonesboro, that prohibits me from bringing a firearm into the building.
We did notice a sign prohibiting weapons at the public entrance. However, there is not a sign at the employee entrance.
And does that exclude employees?
None of our employees come through the metal detector.
Sartor says she started carrying a handgun after receiving several threats after being elected as Jonesboro's first African-American mayor.
So as you can see, things are starting to get insane with the first black female mayor. And she's going to obviously pull the race card later. But the city council said, hey, we don't want another Tiffany Hinyard because this is starting to look a little crazy. So what did they do? They banned the mayor from City Hall and said, hey, you stay away until we figure out what's happening here.
A Clayton County judge is now stepping in after Jonesboro City Council members handed over an order refusing the mayor access to City Hall. Channel 2 learned this stems from an incident where a city employee accused the mayor of pointing a gun at him.
Now, separately, there were other officers who made allegations, like this reserve officer, Solomon Carter, who claims that the mayor offered him a city police job in exchange for some campaign donations. A classic quid pro quo. Now, after the Georgia Department of Investigations and District Attorney's Office investigated, they decided not to bring any charges. Here's their reasoning.
They have confirmed the GBI wrapped up its investigation into criminal allegations against the mayor of Jonesboro, and the Clayton County DA's office says it will not seek criminal charges in the case.
In this letter Monday, the chief investigator with the Clayton County District Attorney's Office wrote why this case won't move forward. Back in September, allegations surfaced detailing Mayor Danya Sartor pulling out a gun and pointing it at a Jonesboro police lieutenant in a threatening manner and trying to extort money from a reserve police officer. But the more recent GBI investigation found no criminal wrongdoing. Based on the GBI's investigation, prosecutors determined the mayor's handling of a firearm showed a, quote, lack of judgment and firearm safety, but no criminal intent.
Now, even though the mayor didn't have to worry about criminal investigations, it was still an independent, ongoing investigation by the city council into the mayor's handling of city finances. And that independent investigation was leaked to the press. Here's what the city council found.
Now new at 6, threats of intimidation using city resources for personal use and interfering with police investigations. Just a few of the allegations thrown against the mayor of Jonesboro in an investigative report.
46-page investigative report details several incidents related to Sartor's alleged conduct as mayor, including claims of erratic behavior and using city resources for personal use.
I knew it was going to hold a lot of allegations that weren't true.
Jonesboro council members requested for an independent investigation after several complaints were made against the mayor since getting elected in March.
I'm extremely frustrated. Because, first of all, the report was leaked out.
But Sartor says those findings should have not been made public yet. Due to this temporary restraining order, in order to not interfere with the GBI investigation and court proceedings related to some of these allegations, Sartor suspects someone on the council leaked the report. The city attorney said in a statement the council did not authorize the release of this report. Lawson's report claims Sartor violated state law after bringing a loaded firearm into City Hall back in August and pointed the weapon at an officer. Sartor denies that allegation.
Lieutenant Newsom's claims are completely unfounded.
She shared this exclusive video of the officer entering and leaving her office multiple times after she brandished the gun.
Someone that fears for their life, someone that, according to the report, I held a gun and pointed it at his chest, would not have returned back to my office 2 more times.
The report also claims a Jonesboro police officer worked overtime to take 2 of her family members to a Beyonce concert and later dropped her off at a hotel near Lenox Mall for a party.
95% of my time as mayor doing city business, I travel alone without security.
And the report also lists allegations that Sartor requested for employees to make campaign contributions.
Absolutely untrue. I figured they were going to try to do anything they could to get me out of office.
So the mayor had survived all of this craziness, but now it was time for her to get back to business. So she fired some of the police officers who were involved in this quote-unquote scandal.
2 former Jonesboro police officers have now filed a lawsuit in federal court saying they were retaliated against and fired after reporting alleged wrongdoing by the mayor.
11 Alive broke the news of those allegations last September and the investigation that followed, where the GBI found no wrongdoing by the mayor.
Former Jonesboro officers Daryl Triplett and Godric Newsom say they've been through the ringer ever since Mayor Danya Sartor took office back in March of 2023. Both men allege that Sartor has acted both unethically and criminally. 2 investigations were launched, one through the GBI, another through the city. The city's investigation found policy violations on Sartor's behalf, but GBI's found no criminal wrongdoing. Now Triplett and Newsom are saying Sartor and the city violated the state's Whistleblower Act for allegedly retaliating against them. Attorney and legal expert Daryl Cohen tells me that the standard of proof can be a little different in cases like this.
Civil is the preponderance of the evidence, and people say, what is that? It's just a little more than half, 51 as opposed to 49%.
Cohen says it's very likely the case will end up being mediated.
It has very bad optics, and no one from Jonesboro wants to be on the front page
There are several allegations in the lawsuit, including a claim that Sartor pulled a gun on Newsom, misuse of police resources, quid pro quo, and ultimately termination when these men stepped forward. However, Sartor has maintained the whole ordeal is rooted in racism because she's the first black mayor.
Now, as you heard at the end, the mayor, because she's black, happened to be able to pull the race card and started pulling it like it was an ace. Here she is claiming racism at a city council meeting when they're challenging her about how she's spending the money.
Mayor, go ahead, it's very inappropriate for you to do what you do.
On the night before last week's presidential election, this happened in Jonesboro.
So you can learn to quit bullying, counsel. I'm not bullying. Y'all can stop being so racist. Maybe I would have to. Yeah, you're right, here we go. Let's expose what you all said behind closed doors. Little cowards.
A verbal melee and a near meltdown in a public meeting.
You know what? I have not tied y'all hands. I have executed what the charter says I'm entitled to, and that pisses you all off.
Can I do a better job at remaining calm during council meeting? I'm a work in progress in that.
She yelled, she screamed, she touched that employee, and all this stuff, and we can't stop it.
You're right, because the charter does not allow you all to stop it.
Weaponized our
I have not weaponized any, because if sue me for anything that I've done that's not applicable to me. That's what y'all are pissed about.
Now, as you can see here, the police chief resigned, the assistant police chief resigned, and everyone's like, this mayor is a bully and is horrible. So with all this madness and yelling and screaming, eventually the city council says, we're just going to do a forensic audit and see how you're spending the money. The mayor says, well, then I am going to resign, and resigned her position.
New tonight at 6, Jonesboro mayor is announcing her resignation.
Mayor Donya Sartor delivered the news through tears during a special called meeting just hours ago.
I am so grateful for the opportunity to have been elected as the 16th mayor of the city of Jonesboro. I'm even more honored to have been the first black elected to this position. I don't quit. And this isn't quitting. I chose myself.
Most of the meeting was held behind closed doors in executive session, but the mayor said the council called for a forensic audit. And while she says there have been no specific accusations of wrongdoing, she's stepping down in order to fully cooperate. Her last day will be April 19th.
So that gave the mayor about a month and a half to get everything in order. Hey, I'm out of here April 19th. But the next day, the mayor comes in and says, well, guess what? You know, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to resign.
Less than 24 hours after announcing she'd be stepping down, Jonesboro Mayor Donya Sartor says she's had a change of heart.
I've changed my mind and will not offer a resignation as mayor.
Sartor claims her resignation was unofficial.
I am still the existing mayor for the city of Jonesboro. Currently, there is no resignation that has been appropriately tendered to the council.
Sartor's abrupt departure follows city council members voting to conduct an independent audit into her spending after allegations of misuse of city resources.
So let's understand what's going on. On one end, the city council's like, hey, you resigned. You should be gone, right? April 19th is your last day. But the mayor says, yes, I said I was going to resign April 19th. We're still in March, and I'm rescinding that resignation. So we have like a little battle of whether the mayor actually must be held to that resignation. Here's what the city attorney came to.
And according to the city attorney, state law allows the mayor to withdraw her resignation since council never voted to accept it. And during public comment last night, more than 24 citizens spoke in support of the mayor, with others holding signs along the wall with words of encouragement.
You saw the support of people coming out wanting to make sure I stay in this position. So I'm extremely appreciative of that opportunity. So it was just the opportunity of the community coming out saying, this is what we want.
All right, so we're all on the same page. We have an allegation of putting a loaded firearm at a police lieutenant. Retaliation against police officers by firing them because they cooperated with the investigation. We also have alleged misuse of city resources for personal reasons. Remember, taking her family to the Beyonce concert. We also have quid pro quos. Give me money and I'll give you a job. Harassment, bullying, creating a hostile work environment, as you saw from the city council meetings. Financial mismanagement and potential misuse of city funds. And just to throw in a false accusation of stalking against one of the city council members makes this story insane-o stuff. Now, let me know how you feel in the comment section. Do you think this is all racism? Do you think this mayor is being targeted just because she's the first black female mayor? Don't forget, Tiffany Hinyard said this, and Tiffany Hinyard is in a city that's 90% black. Now, in this case, Jonesboro is 53% black. So a majority black city is trying to get rid of their black mayor because they're racist. Well, we'll see how this all plays out. What do you think is going to happen with the financial audit? Do you think that's going to show some discrepancies? Or how do you think the mayor is going to move forward after resigning, then unresigning? Do you think this is going to last? Do you think she's going to win re-election? Well, let me know in the comment section how you feel. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and this has been another crazy mayor.